Hello, I am going on my bike ride and seems like there is still quite a bit of rain in the sky. I want to address on this video the importance of talking what you want to talk about. Yeah. When you turn on the TV or when you listen to the radio, you hear people talking about what other people are talking about. So everybody is commenting on what everybody else is saying. But what do you want to say when you stop commenting on others? What are you able to say when you get to saying what you like to say, what you want to say, what you couldn't say as long as you were still busy commenting on others? I am saying what I want to say. I'm saying what has nothing to do with anybody else but with me. And yes, you can say that's your personal opinion, but there's something more going on here. This isn't just my personal opinion. This is an objective observation of what is happening with my language, how I use my language, because I listen to myself while I speak. Yeah? And somebody who doesn't do that, you don't do that. You have disembodied language. You don't listen to yourself while you speak. You cannot say what you want to say if you don't listen to yourself while you speak. So this is why I keep saying this, because this is what I want to say. I don't want to say anything else. I don't want to talk about you not listening to yourself. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about anyone's disembodied language. It's not getting anywhere. It never went anywhere, and it's never going to go anywhere. It's the same old conflict, the same old boring, repetitive, predictable, dumb, stubborn, rigid, negative shit. And I can continue with my embodied language. It's all positive. Yes. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm into. That's what I've discovered. And nothing of what I say has anything to do with anybody else, because I'm the only one that does this. And if you are doing this too, then you would be equally excited about your embodied language. But as long as you don't do this, as long as you, I don't know, you just pretend. You just pretend that you are having embodied language, and you don't. You can, of course you can pretend. Of course you can say like, oh, I'm already doing that. No, you're not. I know because I know what embodied language is. And you don't. So, I can talk about what I want to say. And so I can completely avoid talking about you. I can completely avoid getting in any way involved in disembodied language. And that's why I talk like this. Here, I'm riding my bicycle. It's starting to get light. And pretty soon I'll hit the outskirts of town. It's probably going to be windier there than here. But Here I'm still riding my bicycle in between the houses, but over there it's the open field. Here you can see that blossoms are already beginning to bloom everywhere. We're almost having springtime coming around. I believe I'm going to make a right turn here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I'm going to walk as soon as I come on the path there. It makes it easier for me to have this conversation. Yeah. So one of the things that I really like to do in my conversation, and which in my conversations with other people, that is just something that people do not know. They do not have any ability to let that emerge, let that reveal itself. But what I like to do when I'm on my own like this, and what I would like to do also, of course, if I am able to have embodied language with others, is to just experience how beautiful it is to feel silent while you're talking. Yeah. Here I'm on the outskirts of town. It's such a nice place here. Alright, so here I will begin my walk with my bicycle in my hand. Just as I have nothing to say. I am reminded of something. I used to make audio recordings of myself, and when I for the first time started to do that, it was a long time ago, made these audio recordings on with a little audio cassette recorder in my hand, and now I'm holding my phone in my hand. Good morning. Hi. But when I used to do that, I also had earplugs in, and so I could also hear the sound of my own voice, which was also a bit amplified, I guess, because of the recording. And I really enjoyed doing that, recording myself, and I made a bunch of boxes full of audio tapes of myself, which I have all thrown them away. At some point I just felt like I wanted to move on from that, because I enjoyed listening to my own audio tapes. But now here I am talking with myself and with my phone in my hand, and I don't have that audio feedback, but I still, of course, listen to myself. And and this is why I'm reminded of it. It's just that the moment I I turn on the video, so to speak, there is a certain click that I make, which is so nice, because you kind of really give yourself that complete permission to have embodied language. And yes, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I know that this is recorded. I am just here by myself. There's nobody here. But it is just a nice feeling that others can hear this too. Yeah, that you can feel this too, what I'm saying, that it is possible to have embodied language. And I like you to know this. Yeah. So this is just something that I have discovered and that I do. And it includes, of course, my ability to let it be very peaceful and silent and quiet and just pleasant. Oh, this is such a nice place. It is here on the outskirts of town. It's not too windy, it's not too cold. Hey, you little cat. Look at that. Hello. How are you? The cat was sort of trying to chase after some birds. I'm also surprised, you could say, that I'm so still today. Hello. Hi. Do you see this cow? The cow is looking at me. Hello. And as I'm walking here, I realize once more how marvelous it is to know that there is no inner language, to know that language does not occur inside of me. I've said it so often now. I've explored it so deeply, and I've also talked with AI about it. Yeah, artificial intelligence from Grok, from XAI, totally confirms that this is really kind of like at the crux of everything that I'm saying. Yeah, is the fact that language is not inside of us. That is, you could say, maybe embodied language. Embodied language's most important message, that language is always outside of us. You can hear it, you can say it. Yeah, it has nothing to do with imaginary inner language. And then once you say that, once you explore that, once you verify that, because it is also a form of verifying that is this true? Is this true that when you listen to yourself you are having this sense of emptiness, but it is also spaciousness, it's also peacefulness, it is also a sense of beauty and peace and wholeness, completeness. Is it true that when you listen to yourself, you acquire that, you embody that? Well, that's for you to figure out. I already know it. And yeah, gonna go and ride my bicycle a little bit further. Heading back home again. I'm not gonna make it a very long trip today. This is another aspect about embodied language, which is really so beautiful, that when you have embodied language, you come to this point where you really feel like you have nothing to say. And it is beautiful. It's just so fantastic. You can still say something, but you are not saying anything. You just enjoy that you have nothing to say. That's what I'm experiencing right now. All these bushes. Rosemary bushes. And I want to verbalize this also, because this is something that's going on with me right now. That, yeah, the ability to be so quiet, yeah, to be so peaceful, so completely at ease, and really to be without language, basically, because that is what it is. Yeah, it's a comfort to be without language. Yeah, and what I mean by that is that, yeah, it is of course it is a comfort if you have stopped your disembodied language. That is an enormous relief. But it is an enormous comfort after you have had your embodied language. It's a different kind of comfort, because now you have said what you wanted to say. You've said what you were capable of saying, and that is totally different from being relieved that, oh, finally, all this disembodied language has stopped. So, yeah. It's also a comfort, or a sense that you, yeah, that with your old way of being, yeah, the way in which everybody talks. Everybody talks in disembodied language, yeah. But now you have embodied language, and you feel how beautiful it is to be quiet, because you have created it, you have said it, you have done what it took to have embodied language. Nobody else does that, but you do. And that is why, you are able to enjoy that silence. That's why you are able to enjoy that enormous sense of well-being that emerges. It just manifests. It is everywhere. It is. Yeah, I'm here on my bicycle. You know, I'm riding along the road, sitting on my bicycle, and I just love everything. It's just kind of strange how love is all around me, how everything is lovable. Yeah. Two geese. Yeah, and sharing this with the world is of course a great joy also. Knowing that other people will listen to this, see this, and maybe in some ways feel this with me, and become interested in this, because yeah, everybody can have this. And if you start to do what you need to do to have this, then you will have this too. And then eventually, in 2026, we will be having this together. Wouldn't that be great?